Am I the A, hole for not wanting to help raise my wife's affair child? I, 36 ME, have been dealing with my wife, 34 FE, having a very short affair since near the end of last year. Known each other for 20 years, together for almost 13 years, married 7 years. She is the only person I've been in a relationship with. What started as emotional cheating back in September with her boss turned physical by the end of October. The physical stuff went on for about a month plus, and the end resulted in her losing her job. I knew about the feelings for each other, but didn't know about the physical stuff till she was on her second to last week at her job. The man she cheated with is married with 2 kids already. While I was aware of what was going on, his wife was not. My wife recently realized she missed her period, took a test 2 days ago, and told me she's pregnant. Probably about 4 weeks now. The other guy's wife is now aware of everything and is demanding a paternity test as soon as possible. I'll take it, but us other 3 are fairly confident I'm not the father.
I'll take it, but us other 3 are fairly confident I'm not the father. I'm extremely gutted. This entire ordeal has been the most stressful thing I've ever experienced in my life. Per usual with these situations, there was lying and deceit on her part. She never intended for any of it to happen, but it did. So here we are. We've always sworn by never wanting kids, but she now has second thoughts after considering her age and the factors I'll mention later. I'm at a very huge crossroads because of some important factors that leave me morally unsure of how to proceed. Do I cut my losses and leave? Or stay and help raise an affair child? Divorce. My wife has nothing to her name. No money and currently looking for a new job. We only have 1 car. We very much live paycheck to paycheck. No savings besides my 401k. Which we used to buy our house in 2021, so haven't really make a huge dent in our mortgage, and my 401k has to rebuild. There is some equity in the house. If I decide I want to end this and divorce her, I don't really end up with much other than maybe my sanity, 3 cats, and dealing with feeling like I wasted so much time of my life. I can't imagine at my age starting over. I have no friends. I do have family that would help and support me in such a hard time. I can see myself eventually working on my debt problems and getting back in my feet. This is what I feel like I'm leaning towards. Here is where making this decision is difficult. If I leave, I don't feel like I can stick around very long. I would want out ASAP, but that effectively leaves her not being able to afford to live in her own, no transportation. She virtually has no family to help her. Part of why she wants to keep it is because she feels like this would potentially help her not feel so alone in the world. She was raised by her grandmother, mostly with her aunt and uncle, who were close enough in age to be older siblings, essentially. Any real close family she had was her grandma, who passed away a few years ago. Aunt and uncle aren't really in the picture. If I left, this would leave my wife a single pregnant woman with pretty much no help aside what the father is willing to help with. Hopefully a job soon, but no place to stay or mode of transportation. I know it's not my problem, but I can't help but feel awful and creating more problems by leaving. If I do this to my now pregnant wife and something bad happens to her, I'll feel partly responsible. Staying, she very much wants me to stay with me. She wants me to help raise this child with her. They both agree that they want to keep each other in the kid's life as well. The father doesn't want to leave his current family. He's made it clear he'd prefer I stay and help her. The father is very much willing to help support as much as he can, offering to pay for medical stuff, childcare, etc. He is much more well off financially than we are. My wife also doesn't just want have it and give it to him and his wife to raise. It's my wife's as much as the father's. We're still not entirely sure what his wife is going to do, but they are pretty religious, so I don't think they are going to consider divorce. In fact, his wife is afraid I'll leave, assuming she fears this will cause him to leave her. If I stay, I know I'll have to struggle with all of the obvious things like never fully feeling like a father, trying not to see the kid as a constant reminder of how it came to be, feeling like I'm second, or the kid eventually growing up more closer to the actual father, which I get. Even with the help from the father, this is a lot finicky that I don't think we are prepared for. It just feels like too much of an ask for me. She thinks me staying would make me an admirable and more caring man for putting an innocent child first. Also believes that this could potentially bring us closer together as a couple. She sees having the kid as motivation for her to make more of an effort in life and do better, including making more of an effort on our relationship. This feels like a guilt trip and makes it even harder for me to decide what's the right thing to do. I know I should be doing what's best for me, but I don't know if I can live with myself if that means it had an immense negative effect her and or the child. I don't know how to make this decision either way. Edit. I am fully aware of how pathetic thinking about staying is. I appreciate the kind word and advice some of you are giving. I think some of the other commenters don't understand what it's like to know someone for this long. It's hard to just step away from 20 years total of friendship and marriage. To answer a couple common questions, paternity, I will be taking the test as soon as possible. I believe at 8 weeks testing like that can be done. If it is mine, then obviously I'll need to step up and raise it. I fully accept responsibility. If I'm not the father, then moving on is from this is clearly looking like the best option for me. Abortion. She was contemplating abortion. I even offered to give her a child if she wants one so badly, but for some fucked up reason, thinks that is pointless because she's already pregnant, and by the time we'd be in a place to have a kid, she would be too high risk. She ultimately felt like she couldn't go through with abortion. Based on our stat laws, she's extremely close to being too late to legally have one now. Suing her job. The biological father owns the business with his wife. Small local store, so there's not much to go after, and she doesn't want to affect the business badly in any way from what I understand. She really enjoyed her job, and the other